I'm Camera Bartolotta, State Senator for District 46, and I am down here in Greene County with my good friend Cheryl Barnhart, who is the Township Supervisor for Morgan Township. And we're here to talk to you about the oil and gas industry, its benefits, and the tremendous improvement in so many of our counties, our townships, and all of the municipalities. And we're going to get into the impact fee, what it is, and explain the benefits of it and the reason we have it. Tell me how many gas wells you think you have here in Morgan Township.
We have better than 50 gas well sites.
Okay.
I'm going to say we probably have close to 150 gas wells altogether, yes.
Okay, so tell me what it was like before the introduction of the gas industry.
Things were a lot easier here, a lot quieter.
Okay, all right, but as far as getting the funds that you needed to provide the services for the roads and other needs of the township?
Most of our road maintenance was done with a 1986 and a 1978 International truck, and we had a 99 Ford, a smaller truck.
Okay.
That's what we depend on to work on the roads. And you know, that age of truck, you're talking over 20 years, there was a lot of maintenance issues with the trucks, and sometimes they broke down.
Okay.
So we need to upgrade our equipment pretty bad.
Right.
Our high lift was getting old. Our backhoe was breaking down on us all the time. And you know, we do all the road maintenance right out of this shop here.
Right, and like so many municipalities too. I mean, you guys really have a big job to do, especially in the winters out here when there's, you know, all kinds of feet of snow, and you've got to service these roads and make sure cars and school buses can get through. For those that don't understand what an impact fee is, I kind of want to walk them through that a little quickly here, and you can help me out. But like you said, you've got about 50 drill sites here in the township.
Yeah, the sites alone, yes.
Just the sites. So what does that mean as far as what is well traffic, as far as the trucks that come in and out? What has that done to change the landscape, literally?
It definitely changed. We were very rural, very pretty area, mostly a bedroom community, a lot of retired people. Traffic was maybe 3 or 4 cars, you know, every 3 or 4 hours. I mean, we just didn't have a lot of traffic on our roads. Then it turned into maybe 100 trucks an hour.
Wow.
On these roads, and they were just built for car traffic. They weren't built for truck traffic.
Right. Okay.
They were basically, they had Red Dog. I don't know if anybody's familiar with Red Dog. They had a Red Dog base, and over the course of the last 30, 40 years, we started hard surfacing. But anything we hard surfaced with was like tar and chip cover, which is only a thin oil and stone cover on top of it. And we just built that up over the years, and that's what our road surface was. Okay. Really wasn't built to handle heavy truck traffic.
Okay, so you were saying about 100 trucks a day.
Oh,
right?
No, every couple hours.
Every couple hours?
Yes.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so you're talking about sand trucks, water trucks, as well as all of the heavy equipment bringing in the materials and the equipment needed to set up a drilling rig, plus all of the car traffic and the light truck traffic from the people working on it. Yeah. So you multiply that by 50 in a small community like this, and you kind of get a general idea of what happens to the roads, the infrastructure, and the bridges in a municipality that just wasn't designed to carry that kind of traffic. So the impact fee, which really should be called a tax, the only reason we don't call it a tax is because we had a governor that promised no new taxes. It's a tax. It's a tax on each drill pad. And tell me a little bit about that. Each well. So tell me more about that and how much that that impact fee has come into Morgan Township in the last few years.
Well, we've been averaging $500,000, maybe a little bit more every year, which is great because my job has changed drastically from the time before. I went from just working maintenance on the road to have to chase trucks around, field complaints from residents, make sure the truck damage is taken care of, whether it be from the gas well drillers themselves or from the pipeline industry, which is another issue we have to deal with too.
And dealing with bonding of the roads.
Bonding of the roads. So we bond roads constantly. Always have to run to the lawyer's office and sign papers, and we have to go inspect roads all the time. We have right now. We went out yesterday and spent 2 hours looking at roads just to see if they can release their bonds.
Right. So tell me what would happen if this industry were here and we weren't receiving the impact fee money that came directly to the municipality. What would that picture be like for you?
It'd be devastating for us. The first 2 years we did we did have all this work and we didn't have any money coming in. It took a little while for the impact fee to come in play.
Right.
So we did have to deal with it for a while, and it wasn't easy.
Right.
I mean, the gas well companies are very good about fixing the roads that they damage.
When they're finished.
Well, they have to keep them up, but we have to keep after them. Now, we have the levity to do a few nice things for the people. Before, the people were complaining, what are we getting?
Right.
What are we getting for it? Now that we have the impact fee, we're able to upgrade our truck fleet. Winter maintenance is so much better now. We upgraded our park. The kids have a nice place to play now. We have cleanup days. We're presently emergency management plan,
Right.
and which is including a helipad we're putting right behind the township building for emergency helicopters to take people in and out.
So without that here, what would happen with a life flight? You had an experience that you told me about personally with a life flight situation. Can you share with us a little bit?
Yeah, the thing about landing an emergency helicopter, if you don't have a dedicated site that's paved, you have to have another crew come out. You have your ambulance crew come out, and you have a couple guys on the ambulance. If you have to set up a landing zone, you have to call a fire truck out with a crew. They have to go out and inspect the area, set the flashers up for this helicopter to come in. They have to make sure there's nothing in the grass that would fly up into the rotors or hurt somebody.
Right. Now you were using the local football field for that, the high school field. Yeah. And at times it would be a little saturated.
Yeah, if it's soft. Actually, I was a patient one day, and they had to load me on a chopper, and it was soft, and they got me up to the door of the chopper, and they needed to scoot me over a little bit. Well, I weighed about 350 pounds. I wasn't easy to scoot over. And they just had a heck of a time getting me in the back of that chopper.
Yeah.
But they got me there.
But I mean, that every single minute counts when you're in a situation like that. So for you to be able to take the impact fee money and provide a safe landing area, a designated landing spot for a life flight helicopter for the people that live in this municipality is phenomenal.
Yes.
I don't know of any other, right now, and I've talked to a lot of municipal supervisors, I don't know of any other municipality that has really thought that much about the needs of the people who live there to that extent. I mean, and there are some that have gotten Jaws of Life for their ambulance service. And you had explained to me before, you have like literally double the size of your fleet of trucks to take care of the roads. So tell me what the phone calls were like before that, with people needing some snow removal and things, and how it's changed now.
Well, people get aggravated. If we have a truck breakdown, how come you haven't paved? How come you haven't plowed our snow on our road? We haven't seen you all day. You'd have to explain to them that the trucks broke down, and we'll get to it as soon as we can. Now, with all the trucks we have out, we don't have a problem. It's gone from complaining to praise.
There you go.
And our lives are a lot better. There's no more aggravation. It's nice for us to go out. We only spend a couple hours out. We have snow through the night. We go out in the morning, a couple hours, we're done. The roads are clear. They're waiting for PennDOT to get theirs done.
You might be getting phone calls. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a little tour around, and we're going to show everybody what you've been able to do now with that incredible impact fee right here for your municipality and all the citizens who live here in Morgan Township, including fire trucks, some ambulance equipment. We're going to see the location for the helipad, and see what else you've done besides just emergency services, but providing really great environments for the local families who live here. We're going to take a look at the park and the ball field, and just really share some of that success with the people watching.
Sure. Okay, Sarah, as we've talked about in the office, I wanted to show you the new building we put up here. It's a 50 by 80 addition we did to our township garage to house some of this equipment. Right here we have some equipment that we bought. One grader is an old grader, but there's a loading machine on the other side that's brand new. One thing I want to say is, before we had impact fee, we've had a history of working together with other municipalities and sharing equipment. Stuff we don't do on a daily basis, that we don't have to have on a daily basis, we share with other municipalities. That yellow machine, or the orange machine with that's a loader, that's shared with Jefferson Township and Cumberland Township. The grader is shared with Jefferson Township. Now when we go out to do these jobs with these machines, we actually put our workforces together, and we work together and do a lot of our roads resurfacing
That's great.
And we do all that together.
So your impact fee money for your municipality is helping out 3 others that would have never had the ability to have these. That's
But
fantastic.
we don't just buy equipment just to buy it, just to have it.
Right.
We still use the same reason we used when we didn't have the money. We share the equipment, try to keep the costs down.
Yep.
And we try to use common sense with what we're doing. We just don't blow the money as we get it. Out here is stuff that we're required to have. We have these new trucks sitting here. That's what really helped us immensely with our winter maintenance.
Okay.
When we started getting the impact fee, it just so happened our high lift, the motor blew up in it. And the backhoe we had was breaking down about every time we took it out. So we were able to replace both those pieces of machinery. Then we upgraded, we added that truck to the fleet first, the purple one, the big one.
Okay.
Then we added the brown one.
The one
to
in the
fleet.
middle.
Yeah,
Okay.
one in the middle.
Yep.
And then we just recently picked this one up just about a month ago.
On the far
The
right-hand
small
side
one,
is the newer one.
just to do the small coal towns we have here. And it's really helped us immensely.
Tremendous. Great.
To the right over here, as part
Yeah.
of our emergency services, this is the area we're going to use for the helipad.
Right,
to
you were
land
telling
an
us about
emergency helicopter.
how much impact fee money are you going to be spending on that life flight helipad?
We are looking at close to $70,000 that has to be spent on that.
Okay.
The big cost is, if you look right down the middle of it, there's phone lines.
Yep.
And there's power lines that goes across there.
Sure.
We have to put all that stuff underground.
Okay, it looks like you're starting to work a little bit here. You're
Oh
grading
yeah,
and
that area was all wooded right up to here, right up just past this pole.
right.
The guys went in, cut all the trees down. We hauled a lot of fill in, filled that all in. Now, once we get those utilities buried,
Yep.
we're going to pave that whole area, bring another entrance into it, and pave that area, and we'll have a little lighting put up, whatever's necessary to bring those choppers in safely.
Fantastic.
And we have our emergency management coordinator's very proactive. We're very lucky to
We're
have
going to
him.
be talking with him in just a little bit as
Yeah.
well. Fantastic. About how many people live in this community that's right here we're going through?
This community right here, well, the township, we have 2,600 residents. This community right here, we have right around 350 homes.
Oh, okay. Lots of families.
Lots of families, yes.
Okay.
Lots of children.
Wonderful.
Last summer, we were asked by some of the residents about redoing our playground. We had an old one set up on a hill there a little ways, and it just got old, and people started tearing it up. So we decided to invest some money into this park. So we put that playground equipment in, put a fence around it. We have people volunteering to lock and unlock it.
That's my favorite part of the story. You were telling me this before. You actually have residents who live here that volunteer to come down and unlock it in the morning and lock it up at night.
Yes.
Just volunteers.
Yeah.
That's tremendous to me. So this is a really large playground. I mean, it's really elaborate. It looks like a lot of fun. So.
Oh yeah, when you get a nice day out here, I mean, obviously there's not anybody there today, but usually this place is packed with kids. It's
And
unreal.
families. Yeah, it's a great place for them to come.
And we've also invested in around the ball field.
Yep.
We've invested in all new fencing around that, and by law you have to have that plastic pipe on top of it.
Sure.
We put new roofs on the restroom facility and the pavilion.
That's a nice size pavilion here.
You know, this year we're planning on buying picnic tables. We have to get the metal ones because some of the times the kids like to tear them up and ride their bikes all over them.
Okay.
The old ones we had got destroyed, but we're going to get the big metal ones we can actually bolt down to the concrete.
Right. Great.
So we have power up there, and it's a nice place. A lot of people like to use it for family reunions,
Sure.
different
picnics
parties.
and graduation parties and all that. That's
Yeah.
great. So this ball field is used by who? Just the neighborhood kids or local schools or all of the above?
All the neighborhood kids.
That's fantastic.
That's one of our volunteers right now, seeing somebody over the camera wanting to see what he's doing.
We watch.
Yeah, see?
We watch.
Neighborhood watch right here. Look out. Yes.
Yes.
I'm Camera Barlotta, State Senator,
Thank
and
you.
Cheryl and I
Nice
were
to
just talking about how the volunteers will come down here, and you've got
Yes.
keys, and you'll open and close up the
My
playground.
keys.
Look at you. That's amazing. So tell me, you live just
Yes.
real close.
Mm-hmm.
So you just come down, you unlock it for the kids
Yes,
in the
sir.
morning, and you.
In the evening, yeah. We
That's
close it up.
fantastic. That's
It's
great.
best to lock it up sometimes because there's, a lot of the kids at nighttime sometimes they so it doesn't get destroyed. Because we asked for a park for many years. We had one.
Okay.
Some of the kids destroyed it. It wasn't
Yeah.
enclosed with a fence.
Uh-huh.
So I'm glad we got the fence.
Yeah.
And we come in and the kids drag our feet under the swings, and we'll
Yeah.
come over and rake and clean up the garbage.
Really?
When it's neat. Yeah.
Oh gosh, you
So
guys
know
just
how that
volunteer to do that. That's
Yes, sir.
fantastic. You know what? And I bet the community takes much better care of it, knowing that there's you volunteers out
Yes.
here, and you
Yeah.
know you're just doing it out of the
Yes.
kindness of your heart.
Well, you know what?
That's so nice.
The kids would be and run across the road, and there was a lot of little kids.
Yeah.
And you wonder sometimes where their parents. So I live right across from the post office, so
Yeah.
you kind of watch over all the kids.
Yeah.
Like most hometown people do.
Mm-hmm.
Then they, you know, I'm glad they got the park for them.
You can see where they patched all this right in here just recently. This was all tore up from trucks coming and turning in this way. Entrance to a gas well site's right here. And most of the trucks come up from this way. And this road it was a brand new road before they started the industry in this area. Before they put this well site in, this road was untouched.
Well, they've got to get heavy hauling permits and everything through you, don't they?
Yeah, they do.
Before they start?
Yeah, this
Okay.
road is bonded, so
Okay.
they're required to maintain it. One thing that really upsets me, if we would happen to lose the impact fee, we would have a big legacy that we'd have to maintain. One thing we have to deal with is the pipeliners when they come in. The drillers are pretty good about keeping the road up, but the pipeliners, they come in, do damage, and then everything's a negotiation after that. Well, so we're now at Jefferson Fire Company. One thing our township is very blessed with, a good bunch of volunteers, and we have a very proactive group of guys that volunteer their time, upgrade their equipment, do the training they need, and really service the community great. With us right now is our EMA director, Eric Burwell. He's also in charge of the ambulance service here, and he'll be showing you some of the stuff we've done with the impact fee to help upgrade the fire company.
Fantastic. Thanks so much. We'll catch up with you in a little bit.
Okay.
Eric, nice to see you.
You too. How you been?
Wonderful, wonderful. I can't wait to see some of the things that you have going here, and just want to see how the impact fee has helped the firehouse out.
It's been huge.
Yeah,
It has. You have the impact fee for, I can speak for myself as well as a couple other fire departments in the area, that the impact fee it's been massive. With the impact fee, it's better not just us, but everybody to, increase your capabilities, your response times, your equipment, your emergency medical services.
About the equipment, actually, why don't we take a little walk around and can show us some of the things you got going in here.
The ambulance service has actually been very blessed. We've recently been able to purchase with some of the impact money a one-of-a-kind stretcher system. A lot of people go, why do you want a $40,000 stretcher?
Yeah.
The reason is you have guys, I'm not getting any younger. Cheryl's definitely not getting any younger.
Hey.
None of us. I mean, you don't have younger volunteers. Your retention's down, your volunteerism's down. You don't have the young people. They rather sit at home, play computer games, do whatever
Either
they're
that
doing.
or you don't have two at one time.
Exactly.
Somebody's busy working on the fire.
Exactly. You have you have whatever's going on. So this
So what
is
do you call
actually
this?
a Stryker stretcher system. It's called a Load Pro.
Okay.
Basically, what this does is the way we approached it for the impact money was it eliminates stress on the responders. It eliminates the need for extra responders. It eliminates a lot of hands-ons. You'll see that here in a second.
Okay.
But it basically, at the time of purchase, was the only one in Western Pennsylvania.
Wow.
There's none from State College this way.
Wow.
And we'll actually pull the truck out here in a second. But what this stretcher actually does is the wheels will actually go down hands-free.
Wow, that's amazing.
So I don't need additional people to take somebody off a well site, to take somebody out of their house. 2 o'clock in the afternoon, if a lot of the responders are at work, you might only get 2-3 guys.
Right, it's volunteers, so you don't always know how many you're going to be there, or where else they may have had to go.
Yeah, but this takes all the stress off the responder. This will actually hold 700 pounds by itself.
Wow.
So we could put a 700-pound patient on here, and where you might need, even for a 300-pound patient, you might additional resources to lift them.
Exactly.
This will hold the patient by itself without any additional manpower.
In and out of the ambulance.
In, out, even it lifts up, lifts down, does everything on its own. This is our primary engine. 2010 stuff, and a lot of people say the gas impact money, but this actually was helped purchase by a gas company for the ability and for the local resources and everything else that we have to EQT for, you know, we're responding to their gas well sites. We're responding to, you know,
Any
this
kind of
and that.
emergencies
Exactly.
for the employees
Compressor
or workers
stations.
or drivers.
So they've actually come on board as a supporter along with the township and everything else. They see the need. The township sees the need. Everybody sees the need that there's.
They're being a good partner in the
Exactly.
community.
Yeah,
That's great.
And the impact money, like I said, without the impact money, we wouldn't have this. Without the gas drilling, we wouldn't have this. Average engine's anywhere from $400,000 to $800,000.
Wow.
So we wouldn't have this. We wouldn't have a stretcher that might potentially take Cheryl
Yeah.
and say, hey, he can go to work tomorrow. He didn't pull his back on that call last night. You
That's
know?
right.
The impact money's huge.
Yep.
And-
Wonderful. That's a beautiful truck.
Thank you. We'll show you the squad out here. That was
Okay.
actually bought off impact money. That is the only licensed QRS in Greene County, other than the ALS response unit that the local municipality, provider has in
What's a
Waynesburg.
QR?
That is a QRS. That is a quick response system. Basically, what it does is that is a four-wheel drive vehicle that was designed by this company, and we put some of the money, and they gave us some of the money on the impact money, and it can go actually onto a well site and provide emergency services whenever the ambulance might not be able to get up there, the engine can't get up there, or the rescue can't get up there
Really?
because of the access.
Well, it doesn't look like a big four-wheel drive vehicle, does it?
But it is.
It's a four-wheel drive disguised as a mom van.
Exactly.
Okay. Wonderful.
We were actually able to purchase a generator. This is a light rescue. It's a utility truck. We carry full sets of Hearst tools on here, Jaws of Life,
Yes.
as everybody likes to call them.
Right.
But we run Amcus. There's not much of a difference. But they run off a small utility like this. They run off electricity. So we used to have a hand start generator. You know, you flip the switch, put the trigger, and it would try to start. Well, you
Right.
can't depend on something like that whenever time isn't of essence.
Sure.
So the township actually afforded us the money to put a generator in this off of a PTO. We flip a switch,
Yep.
it works off the engine now, fires up all the hydraulics. The tool comes on, it literally takes us 5 seconds now,
Right.
instead of taking 5, 6, 7 minutes.
And hoping that it works.
Exactly,
Right.
exactly.
Excellent.
This is the other rescue. Just
What
the
was
general.
the piece of equipment? There was that piece of equipment that was inside here. Is that the generator
It's the
that you're
generator.
talking
Yeah,
about? And it's
yeah.
all
We
the
can
way in
open
there.
this up if
Okay.
you guys can get back here.
Yeah, and that generator can provide electricity for
Anything.
any number of things.
Anything. It's a 10 kW generator, which means
Okay.
it'll actually. The generator being in the back, it runs off the actual engine of the truck now. So, in hindsight, you think about it, you need gasoline to run the other one. So,
Right.
if you're out on a site, you might not have enough gasoline, and you might need extra resources at that point, you know, to go get extra gasoline, to run the generators, to do whatever. This, as long as there's gas in if diesel fuel in the tank of the truck,
Right.
this
You got it.
generator will make electricity for us.
Excellent. And that can run just anything you need.
Anything.
On site.
Anything. It'll actually do 220. 20 amp, 220, it does 240. It'll run pretty much.
And this,
Anything that we
this
need
is
is out
how
there.
old? This is what, about a year or so?
We've
old, or-
gotten the generator in about the last year.
Okay.
The stretcher actually came off the first round of impact money.
Yeah. So last year, when you guys received over about $500,000 in impact fee
That
money.
was the township
was
received
the whole
that. Yeah,
township,
they
right.
make allotments to the 2 fire companies in
Yes.
the township for buying and purchasing certain equipment and certain upgrades.
So they're making really good decisions
Very much so.
on what to do with that impact fee money to help the whole
Very much so.
township.
Like I
Perfect.
said, you think about it, the trucks,
Yeah.
the one that fell through the bridge,
Yes, exactly.
hazardous materials.
Right.
You know, you had fuel, you had water, you had oil, you had the fish and wildlife, underneath. You had to set booms. That was time.
Yes.
That was an impact we had. You have the personnel getting injured on well sites. It happens. It's industry.
Sure.
Somebody gets hurt, even if somebody starts having chest pain, shortness of breath, whatever, medical emergencies, that stuff.
Yep.
When it happens, you have to be ready. And I can honestly say the townships have helped us with, not just us, but everybody else in the general area with this. But
Right.
It'd be hard without the money. It really
Exactly.
would. It
Well,
really would.
impossible in a lot of situations.
Because
right.
you might not have the equipment that you actually need to get
Or the
to
training.
where you need.
Or
Exactly.
the personnel.
Exactly.
So that's all good. Yep.
Exactly.
So here we have another truck.
Yeah, this is the rescue, the other engine.
Okay.
We have a specialized rescue vehicle behind us. It's basically a trailer.
Oh,
It
this
has,
one's awesome.
Yeah, it has hazmat stuff in it. It has tents. It has.
Make Scott dizzy.
It
Spin
does all
around.
kinds of stuff.
Okay, yeah, this is really a nice piece of equipment. When did you guys get this?
2010. Same time
Yep.
we received the engine.
Okay.
Correct.
So this is specialized.
This,
Not every firehouse has this. As a matter
No.
of fact, this is the only place I've ever seen one.
Yes.
So tell me what this does. We've got the doors open on that side. So.
It has a generator on it. It's a portable light plant. It has basically this goes with the utility, the one
Okay.
we just looked at.
Right.
If the utility has to go somewhere, say to a gas well site or to a drilling site, anywhere, coal mine, whatever it might be, search and rescue for a kid lost in the woods, it doesn't
Yeah.
matter. This can go out and basically set up a command post. We can set up anywhere because it's all independent. It doesn't have to have anything else with it. We can set up a 36 by 16 tent, inflatable tent, runs off the generator on the vehicle. We can do trench rescues, so on the pipelines.
Yeah.
We have confined space equipment on it, which means whenever you get somebody stuck in a manhole,
Yes.
or at a lift station or the sewage
ditch.
plant or the water company or whatever, you have all the rope rescue equipment to get them out. You have the airbags. There's a full complement of Paratech airbags in there, which means you can actually take a train car if a train rolled over, or a tractor trailer, or a drilling
water truck.
water truck, exactly. Part of a drilling rig falls off, pins somebody's legs or something.
Right.
The big things with the X's on them are
Yes.
actually Paratech airbags. You can stick that underneath there and inflate it with air, which everything's in here, and lift it off the patient in order to get the patient off the well site.
Fantastic.
Yeah, and that's what I mean. This is one of those. It can go anywhere. It can go to any of our mutual aid departments. It can stay here. It can whatever it needs. That's what it's for. It's not for us. It's not for the township. It's for the people.
It's awesome. That's remarkable. Well, you guys are ready for anything, aren't you?
Yes, we are.
You've been trained for it too. That's great to know.
Trying.
Yeah. Well, and you know what? I think it makes the people in your community feel a whole lot safer to live here, where they know that they've got a wonderful emergency response team that's capable of doing anything. That makes them feel a lot safer too to have the gas industry in their neighborhood because they
need
know
'em.
you guys are right here.
We need them.
Yeah.
They need us. We
exactly.
need them.
Yeah.
It's a good partnership.
I just want to stress to everybody who's been watching and taking the time to really learn about the impact of the gas and oil industry and the impact fee and how vital it is. This is just one municipality. This is just one community of so many that are all through southwestern Pennsylvania, in particular my district. And I can't thank you enough for taking the time to really share a lot of the stories, talk to the people about what it is you guys have been doing and the benefits that have come to you and your community. And thank you so very much for taking the time and for what you do too, and for providing all that you do for the community, playgrounds and all its wonderful things, and all the emergency services that you guys are providing. Thank you so very much.
Thank you.
Thanks again. Don't be a stranger.
Thank you.
Thanks.